You ever get that feeling like some people are just playing a different game
Yeah.
when it comes to making money?
Yeah.
Like they're on another level entirely. Well, today we're going to deep dive into this YouTube video I found.
Okay.
It's called Just Make Money Faster. And it's by this guy, Myron Golden, who's like a seriously successful entrepreneur. So we're going to see if we can unlock some of his secrets.
It's really interesting how he frames earning potential.
Yeah.
You know, not by like how hard you work, but more by the strategies you use. Like it's almost like physics in a way.
Right. He uses this analogy about a race where one person's running, another's on a bicycle, someone's in a car, then you got like the guy in the jet plane, and it's like instantly obvious who's going to win.
Right.
And it's not even close. And Golden's point is that making money is kind of like that.
Exactly. It's all about leverage. Like the tools and strategies we use are like choosing our mode of transport in that race. So are we trying to earn a jet plane income with just our 2 feet?
No wonder I'm exhausted. So how do we upgrade our earning vehicle, so to speak?
Well, Golden lays out this framework he calls the 4 levels of value.
Okay.
Which I think is really helpful for understanding this.
Okay, let's break that down. So level 1 is implementation.
Right.
It's like the person running on foot, trading time for money directly.
Yeah.
Think manual labor, basic services. You're literally limited by like how much you can physically do in a day.
And while everyone starts somewhere, this level has a pretty low ceiling for income growth because you're basically selling your time, which is a finite resource.
Right. You can only work so many hours. Then we move up to level 2, unification.
Okay.
This is where you start using other people's time and skills to your advantage.
Exactly. Think management and delegation. Instead of doing everything yourself, you're leading a team, coordinating efforts, multiplying the output.
So like riding that bicycle in the race, a bit faster and less tiring than running right.
Exactly. But now, here's where it gets interesting. Level 3 is communication.
Okay.
And this is where things start to really take off.
It's like trading that bicycle for a sports car. Suddenly you're not just trading time for money. You're creating value with your words and ideas.
Think writers, speakers, salespeople, entertainers.
Right.
They're all using language to inform, persuade, entertain, often generating significant income in the process.
So you're telling me talking can actually be more lucrative than hard physical labor.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild when you think about it.
It really highlights the value society places on effective communication.
Yeah.
The ability to share a vision, connect with an audience, sell a compelling idea.
Right.
Those are powerful skills.
Okay. That makes sense. But what about those people who seem to be earning at like light speed?
Yeah.
What's their secret?
That's where we reach level 4, imagination. This is the jet plane level.
Okay.
Where you're not just working in the system, you're building and owning the systems that generate wealth.
Now we're talking. This is where we see entrepreneurs, investors, innovators, people who are creating assets and systems that work for them, even while they sleep.
Exactly. Think about someone who builds a successful software company or creates a product that sells globally. They're not limited by their own time or even the number of people they can manage. Their income potential is tied to the scalability of their ideas and the systems they build.
So it's not just about working harder. It's about working smarter and building something that can potentially grow exponentially. But is it really that simple? Can anyone just decide to jump to level 4 and start building these massive income-generating systems?
That's where things get a little more complex.
Yeah.
Golden argues that while anyone can technically learn the strategies and skills needed to succeed at each level, there's another crucial element at play.
Okay.
Our mindset.
Yes. The good old mental game. I have a feeling this is where a lot of us get tripped up.
Absolutely. Golden points out that we're often conditioned to think in terms of linear progress, small steps over a long period. But what if that's actually holding us back? What if we're capable of making massive leaps forward if we could just break free from those limitations?
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about these mental roadblocks and how to overcome them. What are some of the specific mindset shifts we need to make if we want to start earning at a higher level?
One of the first things Golden talks about is this idea of societal programming.
Okay.
We're often taught to play it safe, to avoid taking risks, to settle for a good enough life.
Right.
But what if those beliefs are actually limiting our potential?
It's like we've been handed a set of rules about how to play the game, but nobody ever told us we could rewrite the rules.
Right.
Or even create a whole new game altogether.
Exactly. And Golden challenges us to question those rules, to ask ourselves if they're truly serving us, or if they're simply keeping us stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. He encourages us to think bigger, to dream bigger, and to refuse to settle for anything less than our full potential.
That's powerful stuff. So how do we start to break free from this societal conditioning and start creating a new set of rules that empower us to reach those higher levels of earning?
Golden suggests that one of the biggest obstacles we face is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
He talks about how we often get so caught up in the potential downsides of taking a risk that we fail to even consider the incredible upside that might be waiting for us on the other side.
That's so true. It's like we're so focused on avoiding pain that we miss out on the possibility of experiencing incredible joy and fulfillment. So how do we start to overcome that fear and take those bold steps that could lead us to a whole new level of success?
Golden suggests that one of the best ways to combat fear is to surround ourselves with people who believe in us, who support our dreams, and who have already achieved what we aspire to achieve. He talks about the importance of finding mentors, joining communities of like-minded individuals, and seeking out role models who inspire us to stretch beyond our comfort zones.
That makes sense. When you're surrounded by people who are playing at a higher level, it starts to feel less intimidating.
Right.
And more attainable. It's like you're raising your own standards and expectations just by being in their presence.
Exactly. And Golden also emphasizes the importance of taking action, even if it's just one small step at a time.
Yeah.
He encourages us to start building momentum by setting small goals, celebrating our wins, and learning from our setbacks along the way.
So it's not about trying to become a millionaire overnight.
Right.
It's about consistently taking action, building our skills, and expanding our mindset over time.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And Golden uses his own journey as an example. He shares this amazing story about how he discovered the power of YouTube monetization completely by accident.
Wait, so he was creating content for years without even realizing he could be making money from it?
Yep. He was already building an audience, sharing his expertise, and honing his communication skills. But he wasn't leveraging the full potential of the platform because he simply didn't know it was possible.
Wow, that's such a great illustration of how our beliefs and assumptions can really limit our potential.
Yeah.
It's like he was playing the game with one hand tied behind his back.
Exactly. And once he discovered that he could actually generate income from his content, his earning potential skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And his message is that we all have hidden talents and untapped potential that we can unlock if we're willing to step outside our comfort zones and explore new possibilities.
That's a really inspiring message. It makes me think about all the ways I might be limiting myself without even realizing it.
Yeah.
What if I'm leaving money on the table just because I haven't fully embraced all the opportunities that are available to me?
We'll explore how to identify those hidden opportunities, leverage existing platforms, and start generating income from your unique skills and talents.
Sounds like we've got a lot to unpack. This is already making me rethink my whole approach to earning and achieving my goals. I can't wait to see what other insights we uncover in the next part of this deep dive.
Picking up on that last point about Golden leaving money on the table for years.
Yeah.
It really underscores the potential we all have just waiting to be unlocked.
It's like we're all walking around with these hidden superpowers, but we haven't quite figured out how to activate them yet.
And one of the keys to unlocking that potential, according to Golden, is mastering the art of communication. He even goes so far as to say that communication is like the most direct path to higher levels of value creation.
Really? More so than like technical skills or specialized knowledge?
Yeah.
I mean, I know communication is important, but is it really that powerful?
He makes a pretty compelling case about, remember the 4 levels of value framework we discussed earlier? Well, he argues that as you move up those levels, your ability to communicate effectively becomes increasingly crucial.
Okay. I could see how that might be true for levels 3 and 4, where you're like leading teams, building businesses, or influencing large audiences. But what about levels 1 and 2? Surely those are more about practical skills and hard work.
Right. Even at those foundational levels, communication plays a vital role. Think about someone who's working a trade, like a plumber or electrician.
Okay.
Sure, they need technical skills.
Yeah.
But their ability to clearly explain a problem to a customer, build rapport, and offer solutions can make a huge difference in their earning potential.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's not just about doing the work.
Right.
It's about being able to communicate the value of your work and build trust with clients.
Exactly. And as you move into leadership roles, those communication skills become even more critical. Being able to motivate a team, delegate effectively, resolve conflicts constructively.
Yeah.
All of those require strong communication skills.
So it's not just about being a charismatic speaker or a smooth talker.
Right.
It's about developing a whole range of communication skills that allow you to connect with people, build relationships, and influence outcomes.
Right. And Golden argues that many of us have been conditioned to shy away from honing these skills. We're told to be seen and not heard, to avoid rocking the boat, to blend in rather than stand out. But those messages can really hold us back when it comes to achieving our full potential.
It's almost like we've been trained to dim our own light,
right,
instead of letting it shine brightly.
And that dimming comes at a cost, both financially and personally. We miss out on opportunities to share our ideas, to connect with people who could help us grow, and to create the impact we're capable of making.
So how do we start to break free from that conditioning and develop those communication muscles? Where do we even begin?
Well, Golden suggests that the first step is recognizing the power of language itself. He talks about how money is essentially a form of communication, a shared language we use to exchange value.
That's a really interesting way to think about it. It's like a $100 bill isn't inherently valuable. It's just a piece of paper.
Right.
But we've collectively agreed to assign it.
Yeah.
And that agreement is what gives it power.
Precisely. And if that's true for money, imagine the power we have to create value with our words, our stories, and our ability to connect with others on an emotional level.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this all ties together. It's not just about learning to speak eloquently or write persuasive copy.
Right.
It's about understanding that communication is the foundation of all human interaction, and that mastering this skill can unlock incredible potential in all areas of our lives, including our finances.
Exactly. And Golden uses his own journey as an example of how consistent effort and a willingness to experiment can lead to breakthroughs in communication. He talks about how he spent years honing his public speaking skills, even before he realized he can monetize them. He was essentially laying the groundwork for his future success without even knowing it.
So it's about putting in the reps,
right,
practicing your craft, and being ready when opportunity knocks. It's not about some magical overnight transformation.
He has this great line where he says, decide you're going to do a monthly or weekly video for 10 years, and after 10 years, I promise you, you will be good.
I love that. It's about embracing the long game, trusting the process, and being willing to put in the work to become a master communicator.
Yeah.
But is there anything we can do in the short term to start seeing some results?
Absolutely. One of the things Golden recommends is to simply start putting yourself out there more. Share your ideas, start conversations, engage with people online. The more you practice, the more confident and fluent you'll become.
So it's about getting out of our comfort zones and embracing those opportunities to stretch ourselves and develop those communication muscles.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be anything grand or intimidating. Start by sharing an article you found interesting on social media. Write a blog post about something you're passionate about. Record a short video sharing a helpful tip or insight.
I like that. It's about taking small, manageable steps that build momentum and confidence over time.
And as you practice, you'll start to notice patterns and develop strategies that work for you. You'll learn how to tailor your message to different audiences, how to structure your communication for maximum impact, and how to connect with people on an emotional level.
It's almost like learning a new language. At first, it feels awkward and unfamiliar, but with practice, it becomes more natural and fluent.
Exactly. And the more fluent you become in the language of communication, the more effectively you'll be able to navigate the world, create opportunities, and build the life you desire.
That's a really powerful insight. But it also makes me wonder, are there specific communication skills that are particularly valuable when it comes to increasing your earning potential?
We'll look at some of the key communication strategies that can help you build your brand, influence decision makers, and ultimately command higher levels of income.
Sounds like we've got a lot more to uncover. I'm really starting to see how communication is the thread that ties everything together.
Yeah.
It's the foundation for building relationships, creating value, and ultimately achieving our goals. You know, as we've been unpacking Myron Golden's ideas, I've been really struck by how he kind of redefines what success really looks like. It's not just about the money, is it?
Absolutely not. He talks about wealth being a byproduct of operating at those higher levels of value. It's like the score in a game you're already playing well.
So it's not the goal itself,
right,
but a result of something deeper.
Yeah.
He mentioned something about financial resilience, too.
Yes. He points out that folks who've built their income on solid communication and systems are less affected by economic ups and downs. Mm-hmm. They've got this stability because they're not reliant on just one source or one skill.
It's like they've diversified their portfolio.
Right.
Not just with investments, but with, like, how do they create value in the first place?
Exactly. And this ties back to the mindset piece we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
When you're focused on building assets, honing skills,
right,
and providing genuine value, the money tends to follow.
This is making me rethink the whole idea of a dream job. Maybe it's not about the title or the paycheck, but about the level of value you're operating at and the impact you're making.
Right. And that sense of purpose and fulfillment, that's what true wealth really is.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here, but let's get practical for a moment.
Okay.
You mentioned specific communication skills that can boost earning potential. What are we talking about?
Well, think about it like building a house.
Okay.
You need a strong foundation, right? In communication, that foundation is clarity. Can you articulate your ideas in a way that's easily understood and compelling?
So it's not just about being a smooth talker.
Right.
It's about getting your point across effectively, no matter who you're talking to.
Exactly. Then you need the framing, the walls of the house, so to speak. Yep. That's where persuasion comes in.
Okay.
Can you influence others, present your case, and make a compelling argument?
This is where, like, sales skills, negotiation, even just pitching ideas in a meeting come into play, right?
You got it. But a house needs more than just walls and a foundation.
Yeah.
It needs those finishing touches that make it feel like home. That's where storytelling comes in.
Ooh, I love a good story. How does that translate to making more money, though?
Think about the most successful brands or individuals. They don't just sell products or services. They sell stories. Stories that connect with us on an emotional level, that make us feel something.
This reminds me of Golden's point about communication being more valuable than manual labor. People will pay a premium for experiences.
Yes.
For entertainment, for things that resonate with them on a deeper level.
Absolutely. And that's where your unique story, your perspective, your voice become invaluable assets.
This is all so eye-opening, but it also feels a bit overwhelming. Where do we even start putting all this into practice?
That's the beauty of it. You've already started. By engaging with these ideas, having this conversation, you're building that awareness. Golden would likely say, take action.
Okay.
Pick one skill to focus on improving and see where it leads you.
Maybe it's working on my elevator pitch.
Yeah.
Joining a storytelling workshop. Or even just being more mindful about how I communicate in everyday conversations.
Exactly. Small steps, consistent effort, and a willingness to experiment. That's the formula.
Golden's video has given us a lot to think about. It's not just a guide to making more money. It's like a roadmap to creating a more fulfilling and impactful life.
And as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a final thought. What if the ceiling on your earning potential is actually much higher than you've allowed yourself to believe?
Ooh, that's a powerful question. It makes me want to go out there and start building, creating, and connecting in ways I never thought possible.
That's the spirit. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. Share your insights, your challenges, and your wins with us on social media.
Okay.
Let's create a community of growth-minded individuals, supporting each other every step of the way.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing those boundaries. Who knows what amazing opportunities are waiting just around the corner?